Once upon a time, in the vast, colorful underwater world, lived Coral, a bright orange clownfish with stripes as white as the clouds. Coral loved her cozy home nestled in the gentle, waving tentacles of Anne, a sea anemone. Coral and Anne were the very best of friends and shared a special bond that was unlike any other in the ocean. In a nearby part of the reef lived Buzz, a busy little bee who spent his days flitting from flower to flower under the shimmering sunlight. Buzz often marveled at the lush garden he called home, filled with blossoming flowers and plants that stretched towards the sun's warmth. Coral, Anne, and Buzz lived happily in their respective homes, but they yearned for adventure and wished to explore beyond their familiar surroundings. One day, Coral and Anne decided to venture out to see what lay beyond the reef. Buzz, feeling adventurous, also set off to find new gardens. But the world beyond was not as kind as their homes. Coral and Anne encountered murky waters that made it hard for Coral to find food, and Anne struggled to reach the nutrients she needed in the dim light. Likewise, Buzz found himself in a garden where no plants offered the sweet nectar he loved. The friends had ventured into environments unsuitable for them, and the realization of their predicament settled in as sadness. The conflict within them grew. How could they survive in these unknown parts of the world without the help they had taken for granted? Coral missed the protection Anne's stinging tentacles provided against curious predators, and Anne missed the food bits Coral shared during her meals. Meanwhile, Buzz longed for the vibrant flowers he'd pollinated back home. Feeling lost and a bit frightened, they each encountered an elderly wise turtle named Tetra. Tetra listened to their stories and smiled knowingly. "You see, my young friends, you all come from worlds where living together, helping each other, makes life richer and safer. Coral and Anne thrive together, one offering shelter, the other protection. Buzz, in your world, you and the flowers have a deal. You help them spread their seeds, and they feed you." Tetra's words sparked a realization in them. They understood the importance of living in harmony with those around them. With Tetra's guidance, Coral and Anne found their way back to their part of the reef, while Buzz buzzed excitedly back to his blooming garden. Back in their comforting homes, Coral, Anne, and Buzz shared their adventures and the lessons they had learned. They realized the importance of their symbiotic relationships. Coral and Anne went back to living in their beneficial embrace, stronger and more appreciative of each other. Buzz, with a newfound respect for his floral friends, buzzed from flower to flower, cherishing each drop of nectar. And so, life in the reef and the garden flourished more vibrantly than ever. Coral and Anne, with their unbreakable bond, became a legend in the ocean, teaching other marine creatures the value of living in symbiosis. Buzz became the garden's most devoted caretaker, ensuring every flower received his grateful visit. The story of Coral, Anne, and Buzz spread across their worlds, inspiring all creatures to look around and appreciate the special relationships they had with those they lived with. And every creature, no matter how big or small, learned that by supporting each other, life became not just easier, but filled with joy and wonder. And they all lived in harmony, forever understanding the beauty of giving and receiving help, wrapped in the magic of their symbiotic relationships.